usernames and password will be there. So we'll go by one. So copying this username. So this is the password. So here we have some lot of products are available. So here we have some drop downs are available for starting the price. It will be a low or it will be high. Here we can choose anything. So we have to manually check so it is working fine or not. Low to high. So once it is done, then we have to choose our product. So we have to click the add to cart function. So then we have to check the add to cart pages. So the product is added or not, like that. So here it is added. Sauce Lab on says amount also it will be showing. So here we have two options. So we can remove the product, or also we have to add any more product means we can add it here. We can use it to continue shopping. Or also we have a checkout option also it is there. So I'm going with checkout option now. So here we have to enter our details. So first name, last name, and some pin codes. We have to enter some pin codes. Then we have to go with the continue. So this is the payment information page. So here you can able to see the shipping information and item total, tax and total everything. And then we have to click the finish button. So we can able to see your order has been dispatched and it will arrive just as fast as the pony can get there. Okay. Then we have to click the back to home button. So then what we have to do, so we have to log out this page. So I'm checking it is working fine or not. Yeah, it is working fine. So now what we have seen, right? So we have manually we have validated, we have entered the username and password, and then we have checking the add to cart function, and we checked the payment function. So now what we are going to do, so we are going to write some scripts to automate this shopping cart site. So let me open the IDE. So already I have created one Maven project. So what we can do, so I will create one class, Java class. Okay. So here you can able to see one new option will be there. In the new, so we have to choose the other option for creating the class. So here class option will be showing. Yeah. So we have to create one class. So we have to give some name. Let me give automating shopping cart. Also, we have to choose the main method. Public static void main string args. Let me finish this. Yeah. So it will create a new Java class. So in this Java class, we will write some scripts for automating that site. So this is a class and this is our main method. So what we can do first, so we have to, I already told, right? So we have to create the Chrome driver object. So we'll create the Chrome driver object first. So we have to import the package. So if you are mouse overing this icon means, so it will show 11 quick fixes are available. So you have to import the package. So we, we imported the package. Now the error is gone. So also we have to import the Chrome driver package also. Yeah, now we created the driver object. So then what we have to do, so we have to mention the location where it is located, the Chrome driver location. System dot set property. This is the argument 0, this is the argument 1. WebDriver.chrome.driver. In another string, so we have to mention the location where it is located. So in my system, so it is located under the user /bin / Chrome driver. So we have created one new object and also we have set the property for Chrome driver. Then we will write our scripts. So using this driver reference, driver object reference, so we have to call the method. So there is a get option will be there. So inside this get, so we have to pass our URL. Also we have to import the web element package also. So we'll copying it from Google. And here it is not required. We'll go with the elements. Then we will put some thread.sleep for all the pages are loading properly. So I'm giving 2 seconds. So we have to throw some exceptions for so it is inbuilt thread we are using. So we have to throw some exception, interrupted exception. If there is any issue, it will throw the exception. So now it is loaded. Now what we have to do, so we have to take in the XPath or ID for the text boxes, username and password. So we have to click this username and then we have to the right click and So we have to take on the export. So here you can able to see, right, the class option will be there, input underscore error form underscore input. So we have to take on the export. So I'm going to copy this class name, double slash input array bracket at the rate. We have to mention the class. Also we have to give our class name. Yeah, now it is located. I think here two option will be there. Maybe we can go with our placeholder because it is locating two different text boxes. So one is for username and another one is for, because there is a class name is same. So username is class name also same and the password class name also same. So we can go with our placeholder value instead of taking class.
मैम बाकी कोई लोग
Any questions? So I'm getting some any questions? Hello, are you guys able to hear me?
You're audible, sir.
Okay. So are you guys able to see my screen, right?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yeah, okay, fine. So now it is showing only one export because we have taken it from placeholder equal to username. If we go with class means, so it is pointing to the two different text boxes, so it will not work. So we have to go with the at placeholder. So I'm copying this export. So we have to create web element object. So web element. So driver, we have to use the driver object reference, and then we have to call the find element. Then we have to use the by dot export. So inside this export, so you have to paste it here. Yeah. Some issue in the export. I'm copying it again. Now it is okay. Now we have find out the location. Then what we have to do? So we have to send the keys. So we have to send the username. So using this element, the element object. So we have some options. I already told right yesterday. The send keys option will be there. So we have to send our username here. So I am going this site and I have taken it from there for the username. So this is our username. Then we have to find the password location. Instead of username, you have to give the placeholder value. So this is the password XPath. So I'm copying this XPath and we'll paste it there. So driver dot find element in the by dot XPath. So we have to give the password XPath. So here also we can directly send the keys in the driver object. So send keys. So I'm going to send the password. So password is secret underscore SAS. Yeah. And then what we have to do? So we have to click the login button. So we will take the login XPath. Okay. Or else you can use this arrow mark. You can click this arrow mark and you can go to the login button. So it will show the HTML class. So where it is located. So here it will be there. So here we can able to see the ID options. So we can go with ID. Or else you can go with class. So input. So this is the same input type. So we have to go with ID equal to login button. So at great ID. Yeah, now it is located. So only one button is there. Okay, so no problem. So we can copy this text bar and we can go and paste it there. Yeah. Same thing. Driver dot find element by dot XPath. We have to paste the XPath here. And then what we have to do? So we have to click the button, right? So we have some click option is there. So we have to click the login button. So we'll put some red dots here. So So we'll put some 5 milliseconds. Okay, now finally, so we have to close our browser. For closing the browser, we can use quit option or close option. So quit will do, it will close all the associated browser. So close will do, it will close the current browser window. So we'll I will execute these programs, then we'll see how it is working. So in the console, you can able to see the output. So it is started or not. Yeah, it is started now. Yeah, now it is loaded. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's also entered the username and password also. So it will go to the login page. I think it is closed. So okay, we'll put some thread.sleep here and then we'll see. So it is going to login page or not. So I'm giving 7 milliseconds. So I'm running it again. So it is started. Now it should go to the login page. Yeah. Now it is successful. So now we can able to see the product page. So now the login page functionality is working fine. So we have tested the positive scenario. So then what you have to check? So we have to test the negative scenario also. Okay, so we'll see the so what is the negative scenario. So if you are not passing any username and password means, so it will throw some error. It should throw some error. So we will validate that scenario in the Selenium scripts. The page is very slow. So that's yeah. Now it is okay. So I will go. Yeah. So it is saying username is required. So we have to validate this scenario in our Selenium scripts.
Sir John, sir,
Yeah.
the screen is stable. It is not changing like.
Oh, okay. Okay. Let me restart my screen. Yeah. So are you guys able to see my screen now?
Now it's okay.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So what we got tested, so we have tested the positive scenario. So now we have to check the negative scenario. So if you have not entered any username and password, so it should throw some error. Username is required. So we'll get the value in the Selenium scripts. So we have to find the text and we can print it in our Selenium scripts. So here the class option will be there. So we can go with the class class. So here it is a div tab. So we have to use the div tab first. So inside the array, so we have to mention the class. Error message container error. Okay, I'm pasting this one. Yeah. Yeah, now it is located. So there is a only one path will be available. So I'm going to copy this X path and we'll see. We can mention some command. So this is a negative scenario. So once the page is loaded, we can directly click the login button and then we'll capture the particular error messages. So I have commented out the username and password fields. So what we have to do? So first it will load the web page. Then it will directly it will go and click the particular login button. So then what we have to do? Though we have to get the error messages. So how we can get that? So you have to use the same driver dot find element. We have to go with XPath and we have to paste the XPath here. And what we have to call, so we have to capture the text, right? So there is a get text option will be there. So you have to go with get text. So it is a return type is string. Okay. So it is a okay. So what we can give? So we can initialize with string. Error text equal to. So we are getting the text from particular XPath. Okay. So driver dot find element. So in the by dot xpath, so we have to give our xpath, and there is one get text method will be there. So we are calling the get text method. So it will give the value. So what is the error text? Okay. So then what we have to do? So we have to print the text. Okay. So for printing the value, we can use system.out.println. I'm giving some string error messages. So you have to print the error text in the plus icon. You have to print the error text. So I'm reducing the threads sleeve, and okay, now we'll see what is happening. So let me run this code. So it is loaded now. Yeah. We'll wait for some time, so it will be loaded. So now we have not passed any username and password. Yeah. Now we are directly hitting the login button, and so we are getting one error. Username is secure. And also, I already we printed right that error messages. We capture the error messages also. So username is secure. So now the negative scenario also it is working fine. Okay, the username is secure. So we can check with any if condition also. So we can check with the error text in the if condition. Error text dot equals. So we can compare our strings. Okay. So I'm copying these error messages. So we have to, yeah, so we are comparing that particular error messages using the equals method. Okay, so it is copying different one. Yeah. So we can give the exact name. So then we have to open one bracket. Here we can print our so now the negative scenario is working fine. So in the else case, so we can print so it is not working. Let me print negative scenario is working. So what we can do, say then in the else condition, so we have to print so it is not working. So negative scenario is not working. Okay. So what we are doing, so first we capture the error messages and then we are printing the error messages. So then we are comparing the error messages. So error text that equals. So we are comparing the error messages. Username is secured. So if it is satisfied means though it will print this value. Negative scenario is working in. So if it is not satisfied, so it will print the another system.println values. That is like a negative scenario is not working fine. It will so I will run this application. Yeah, it is loaded now. Yeah, we got the error messages. Yeah, I think it is going to some other not working fine. So we'll see why it is going. Yeah. So we'll put a breakpoint and then we'll see. Okay. So this is the way to you have to put the breakpoint. So you have to put a breakpoint. So whatever you have to test. So line number 28 we have to debug the scenario. So why it is going to the else breakpoint. Okay. So this one, so you have to start with debug application. So here you can able to see right debug option. You have to start with debug and then you have to click. So it will run as a debug mode. So then we'll see what is the values coming. So then why it is going to the else part. So it is loaded. It is there. Then we'll see. Go to our code. I think we missed this messages. So it is printing epic. So we have to give the full name. Okay. I already told it. So we have one as a debug mode. So automatically the breakpoint will come from this driver object. So let me see. So here you can able to see, right? So this is a text. So we are missing this API. So I'm copying this whole value. Okay, let me stop the application. So I'm pasting the exact value. Now it will compare the value and it will print the negative scenario is working fine. Let me close this browser and we will start the application. Yeah, it is loaded. Chrome drivers is loaded and you see. Now it is loaded the home page and it will click the login button. Yeah, actually got the error messages. Browsers also closing. So also same thing again. It is printing. Okay. I will go with negative equal ignore case. Here we have not printed. You'll see one time it is working fine or not. Yeah, now we got out. So now it is working fine. So negative scenario is working fine. So now what we have done, so we have taken the particular text, error text from using the getText method, and then we are printing the error messages, and then we are checking the error text dot equals, then we are comparing the value, the exact value. Then we will say so it is working fine. The negative scenario is working fine. Otherwise, it will go to the else part. So the negative scenario is not working fine. So this is the way you have to check the positive and negative scenario for the login pages. So based on this, we can generate the report using our TestNG library. Okay, I will tell you. We will see some more functionality in the shopping cart, add to cart, and some other functionality. Then we will go with the TestNG, how to generate the reports using the TestNG library. it is fine. Okay, then I will, the page is very slow, so I will show how to generate the test-ng report from this positive scenario and negative scenario. Okay. For the test-ng, what you have to do, so you have to install the plugin for the test-ng. So here you can able to see, right, in the help, you have to click the help, and here the Eclipse marketplace is available. So you have to click the Eclipse marketplace. So it will retrieving the data from the Eclipse marketplace. So it will take some time. We will wait for that. So in the find option, we have to search test-ng. So you have to click the go option. Here you can able to see, right, test-ng for Eclipse. So this plugin lets you run your test-ng test from Eclipse. So you can run suites, groups, individual methods, and errors are reported in a separate lab. So you can see more info. Because I already installed the plugin, so it is showing installed. So if it is not installed, so it will show like install. So you can click the install button, and so it will automatically install here in your plugin. So let me close this marketplace. Then what we have to do, so we have to add one dependency for using the test-ng methods. So what we can do, so I have created the Maven project. So what is the advantages of Maven project means, so it will generate on the pom.xml. So what is pom.xml? I'll tell you. If you are creating the normal Java project, so you will have to add the external jar. So you have to download it from Google, and then you have to add it in your project. But in a Maven project, so what is the advantages means, so we can add our dependency, so it will automatically download it from Google. So you no need to add it externally from the jar. So here, so this is the pom.xml structure, sending group ID, artifact ID version. And here, what we have given, right, we can give our dependency like this, dependency, Maven repository dependency. So here, so we have to give the dependency, okay, dependency. So we have to give the org.testng. So we have to mention the version. So what is the version? So we are using the latest version 7.4.0. So what is the scope? Scope means, so if we are developing anything, or so we are testing, right? So we have to use the test. So this one you can take it from Google also. You can simply type test-ng Maven repository. So you can copy it there and you can paste it here. So what it will do, so once you are updating this Maven project, so it will download it from Google automatically. So once it is downloaded, so here you can able to see, right, Maven dependencies. So here all the jars will be downloaded from Google. Okay, Selenium jar and whatever jar, it is down there. So now we can use the methods, test-ng methods, and we can generate the reports in our code. So another option, so if it is a normal Java project, so what we can do, so I already downloaded the, then you can go with the properties. So you have to right click this project. So you have to, what you have to do, so you have to right click the project, and then you have to click the properties. So it will open one tool window. I think it's lagging now. Yeah. So what you can do, so let me right click this application. Here also you can directly go to this build path. You can able to see one build path, right? So you can go to, you can this build path, and you have to click the configure build path. Yeah. Here you can able to see the properties for automation test cases, right? So here I have added, we can add it in external way also. So what you can do, so add external jar option. So you have to click the add external jar option. So I already downloaded the test-ng jar. Okay, you can click this jar and you have to click the OK button. So what it will do, it will add the test-ng 7.4.0 jar. So if it is a normal project, so you can add it from here. Add external jar and you can add the test-ng jar. So then what you have to do, you have to apply. Then you have to click the apply and close. So now what we can do, so we can use the test-ng library. Okay, so we'll see how to use it. Okay. It's not going. Okay. Okay, so we'll see how to. So I'm commenting out these lines. So we'll see how to do it in a test-ng. How to do it with test-ng annotations. Okay, for generating the reports. So test-ng, so many annotation is there. So like at before test, at after test, at test. Okay. So this is the main annotation. So we have to use it in the test-ng. So here, so main method is not required. Okay, you can remove this main method. So if it is a normal Java, you have to use the main method. So if you are using test-ng, so it is not required. So what we have to do, so we have to create one method, okay, public. So it will be a void method, so you are not returning anything, okay. So you can create a void method. You can mention like a load browser, okay, load browser. So you have created one method. So 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 above the method, so we have to add the test ng annotations, okay. So what is annotation? So before test, so it will show some error. You can, if you are mouse overing it means, so it will show the test ng import package. Okay, so here you can able to see, right, import before test org org.testng.annotation. So it is coming from the jar, okay. So you have to import the package. So this is the before test, okay. So in the before test, what we have to do? So we have to load the browser, right? So we can copy this. So before test, we have to load the browser. So here you have to throw the exception for thread. Or else you can try with the try catch option, okay. You can, instead of, you can put on try block, then you can close the try block, and then you can catch the exception, okay. The exception, you can catch the exception. So you can print the exception also, what it is. System.out.println. So system.out.println. So what you have to do, so you have to catch the exception message. So you have to print the e dot. So there is one get message option will be there. So this is a string. So you can print the exception here, okay. So instead of throws, you can use try catch also. So try will execute the flow. So if there is any exception, so it will come to the catch block. So you can catch the exception and you can see, so why it is failing. So you can able to see in the report also. If it is failing means you can be able to see the reports why it is failing, like that. The first method will be done. So this is a before test. Then what we have to do? Then we have to test the actual scenario. Okay. So for the actual scenario, so we have to use the attest annotation. Okay. So what we have to do? We have to use the attest annotation, and then you have to create another one method. Okay. Same void method. Login scenario. Okay. I can mention like successful or successful login. You have to import the test annotation. So this is also coming from same test dependency, test ng dependency. So let me import this one. Yeah. So in this method, what we have to do? So we have to validate the successful login page, right? So here we have already code is available. So what we can do? Let me copy this. Yeah. Why it is showing error? So because we are using the driver object in the separate method, okay? So it will throw exception because we are using in the separate block. So it will show only it is throwing error. So what we can do, we can create the object globally, okay? Instead of putting in the separate method, we can create the object globally. So we can use it in anywhere, okay? We can use it in any test method. So I'm going to cut this one and so created the object globally. So now it is working fine, okay? So here I already told, okay, now it is working fine. So here I already told, right? So you have to catch the exception with try and catch or else throws. So to put the try, so once it is try is done, you have to catch the exception, okay? Same thing, we can copy it from here, okay? Copy the error messages and we can paste it here, okay? Now the test scenario is done, okay? First what we have done, at before test, then at test. So at before test, what it will do, it will load the Chrome browser alone, okay? Then in the at test, what it will do, it will test the actual scenario, such the login page is working fine or not, like that, okay? Okay, then once it is done, then what we have to do, so we have to close the browser, right? So for that, so we have to use the annotation. So what we have to do, so at after test, okay? So it was the at after test. Same thing, you have to create one void method. So I'm creating, mentioning like closing browser. So you have to import the after test. Inside it, we can close the browser, okay? Now the three steps are done, okay? What we have done, at before test, it will execute first, then at test will execute second, then at after test, it execute in the final stage. So it will close the browser. First it will load the browser, then it will find the elements. So it will send the username and password, then it will click the login button, okay? Then the test is done. So this is successful, okay? Then in the after test, so we are quitting the browser, okay? Okay, we'll execute this Java class and then we'll see how it is generating the report, okay? So we can able to see the HTML report, okay? Let me run this. Here you can able to see, right? Previously you were able to see the Java application. Now once the plugin is installed, so you can able to see the test.ng test, okay? In the run as option, you can able to see test.ng test, okay? So what else, you can simply click this option, okay? Okay, we'll see, okay? In the console option we can see, okay? You can able to see, right? Deducted test.ng version 7.4.0, okay? It is running it via test.ng now, okay? Yeah, it is loaded. It's taking time. Yeah. The home page is loaded now. It should pass the value using the Selenium script. Yeah. So now it is executing at test. Then in the after test, it will close the browser. Yeah. So now it is done. So using the test ng, so now we are automating the particular pages. Okay. Now we'll see. So where is the code is there. So here also you can able to see. One minute, yeah, here you can able to see, right? So the results of running class. So here it passed. So it is saying passed. One test case is passed. So that is one method. One method means at test. So it will consider the. So we can write many scenario like this. So we can write negative scenario. We can test add to cart scenario. We can test the payment scenario using the at test annotation. So it will say. So suppose if there is a 50 test cases. So here it will say. Here it will say the test cases will pass or fail. Okay, you can able to see the passed one, failed 0, and also you can able to see skipped 0. Okay, and also you can able to see the time, how much time it is taking. Okay, 10.985 seconds. Okay, so you can able to see the timing also. You can mention the timing. One test. So this is the advantages of test engine. Okay, and also we can able to see the HTML report. Okay, 1 minute. I will open the HTML. So it will be located in your project only. Okay, let me. So you have to click the properties. So where it is located? So it is located in my downloads location. So you can open this location. So this is my location. Okay. So I'm going to insert the projects, and I'm going to check the test output. So here it is generated, like, so default should you can able to see our report in the default shoot. So here it will generate as a HTML format. Okay, default hyphen test HTML. So let me open this report in the HTML format. Okay, in the browser. So it will give a high level overview. So how many test cases are passed, like that. So yeah, this is our test case pages. Yeah, this is our report. So you can able to see, right, test passed 1, failed 0, 0. So it will show the timing also. Started on, so today 10:43 it is started, IST 2021. So it is taking 24 seconds for automating the one scenario. Okay, so this is like we can add many groups also. We can combine it into the one test shoot and like that. Okay, this is you can ignore. This is advanced concept. Okay, and then here you can able to see the green, right? So if it is fail, it will change as a red color. Okay, so this is our method, successful login. We created one method, right? So this is our test class, Java class. So where it is the package name, com contact task, automation practice test cases, and automating shopping cart. So we printed one exception, right, in the try and catch block. So suppose if that particular page is throwing any exceptions, so it will commit here. We can see what is the exception. Okay, and it will take the 10 seconds, and for particular thing, so it is a whole test cases. Okay, for the particular test cases, if you're taking a time seconds, 10 seconds. So this is an instance, so this is the object. Okay, it is printing the particular hash code values here at ABA. Okay, so for this report, we have to send it to the higher official. So we have lot of test cases now, more than for one application. So we have to write 50 or 100 test cases. So it will show it here. So how many test cases are passed and how many test cases are failed. So if you want to manually you have to validate, means it's difficult. So that only with the use of TestNG, we can write many tests. So anytime we can run our scripts in the server. Okay. So this is a high level report. So we can write many test cases also. Okay. Okay, let me close this. Yeah, any doubts, team? If you have any doubts, you can ask now. Yeah. So in the test cases and test ng and everything. And we will automate one more add to cart functionality. So this is the usages of test engine. So we'll go and automate the add to cart and payment functionality. Okay. Standard user. This is the password. Okay, here what we have to do. So we have to click the add to cart function. Okay. What you have to do, same thing only. It's not a difficult one. You have to click the inspect element, then you have to take the export. So you can able to see here input type is button, and you can able to see the class. Okay, so let me copy this class name and let me locate the export slash class. So here the input tag is button. Okay, button tag. So inside that at the rate, so we have to mention class name. At the rate class equal to lot of classes are available for. So we will exactly we have to select the one add to cart option for this one. Yeah. So we'll compare the values. So what is the unique value for this? So ID add to cart. So we can compare with ID. So I add to cart sauce labs backpack. Okay, then so what is the other one? Bike light bloodshed. Okay. So we can go with this ID. Okay, so this is the unique value. So we can go with this one. Okay. So let me copy this one. So let me copy this value. Instead of class, we can mention at ID. Okay. Now it is located only one value. Okay, so now it is fine. We can copy this XPath and we can go and write our scripts. Okay, so this is a separate test, right? Add to cart is a separate test scenario. Okay, so we can create another one test and then we will write our scenario. We can create on another method. So enter. So you have to mention the @ test because this is a separate test. Okay, so then we have to create one method, public void, then you can mention a add to cart. Okay, you can add to cart functionality. So then get the method. So you have to write our scripts. Okay, you have to open the try block. You have to catch the exception. So inside that, what you have to do? We have to the driver. We have to use the driver object. We have to call the find element method. So inside the find element method, same thing. You can use a by dot same XPath. Okay. We need to paste the XPath here. What we have to do? So we have to click the button, right? Because it is a button. So we have to click the button. So we can use the click option. Okay, click method. So this is the void method. So it will not return anything. So it is okay. So what it will do? It will find the element and then we are clicking the particular button. So I'm putting some red dot sleep for some seconds. Seconds I will put. Okay. Then what we have to do? So we have to capture the view cut option. So we have to go with the view cut and we'll see. Yeah. Now we are going to add this add to cart. Then we have to click this one. Okay. This view cut option. You have to click this view cut option. For this, we have to take the XPath. This this view cut XPath. We have to take the view cut XPath. Click and we'll take the XPath. Here it is showing a span. We can go with shopping cart link. Okay, input tag A is okay. Anchor tag is available, so we can go with / anchor tag. Okay. Usually, okay, 1 minute. So let me copy this class name. Okay. So in the anchor tag, so we have to open an array. In the @class equal to, so we have to give the class name. Yeah, now see my screen.
It's visible.
Yeah. Are you guys able to see my screen, right?
Yes, sir. It's visible.
Yeah, okay, fine. So let me open the IDE. So we'll see. So it will take some time. So we'll see how to take the XPath from payment and everything. Okay. So we'll go with the standard user. Here we already one product in our shop cart page. So I'm going that particular cart page. So here what we have to do, then what we have to take this checkout XPath. Okay. So you have to click the inspect element. So you can choose this arrow. I can mouse over it here, so it will show where it is located. It is located here, so we can go with this container, div container. Or else you can go with this link. So slash slash, in the open the array, the anchor tag, same thing, you have to put the class. And now it is fine. So you can copy this XPath. Then what you have to do? So once the add to cart functionality is done, then we have to view the functionality, right? Same thing, driver.find element. So inside that, same thing, you have to put the XPath, by.xpath. So we have to click the view cart option. Okay. Then we'll put some header script for checking, so it is going to the correct page, and yeah. I'm giving 4 seconds. So now this is a separate test scenario. Okay. So what we have done, so this is a before test, it will set up the all the values, so it will not load it in the every time. Once it is loaded, so it is done. Okay. So then, so this is another first scenario, so this is the second scenario. Okay. So this is the second scenario. So last one, we are closing the browser. So let me run this scenario and we'll see. So it is running through via TestNG version 7.4.0. So it is started in the port number 15394 in the Selenium. Yeah. We'll see. Yeah, now it is loaded. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah. So it should go to the home page. I think we have to put some red dot sleep here, then we will see. So I think the two test cases are passed, but we have to put some thread dot sleep because it is running very quickly. So you have to put some thread dot sleep. Okay. So there is no failure here. Okay. So class count is 1, method count is 2, because we have written two methods. There is no failed test cases and failure exception. Here you can see default suite, default test. This is our add to cart functionality. This is our successful login. Let me open. We'll write it in a one chart and we'll see it is working. So let me run this code. That is loaded. Yeah. Now it is automatically it is added to cart. It is go to the cart pages. Now it will close the browser. Yeah. So now you can able to see the reports also. Same thing. Also same thing. We can go to our workspaces and we can see our reports. In the test output. So under the default suite, you can open this HTML in Google Chrome. Yeah. So here we can see the results. Test cases passed to, and the time is 11:23. We started, so it is completed in the 23 seconds. We can able to see the report here. So same the way you can find the XPath for all the payment details and everything. So XPath is not working. You can go with any other ID will be available. You can take it anyone. Yeah. You can use buy.id and buy.css selector and many things. So I will show some example. So how to automate the drop downs and the progress bar and everything. I've already written some scripts. I will show the scripts to you. You can follow the steps and you can work it on your home. Let me open. jQuery. So this is a practice website. You can go and you can automate the practice sites. Okay, here some of the date pickers bootstrap will be available. So what you have to automate, so you have to click the date button and you have to select the value. Here also same thing, you have to click the text box and you have to select the date value. What you have to do, this is the same thing, you have to find this XPath, you have to right click and inspect element. Then what you have to do, there is a two XPath, one is for clicking the date selection, clicking the button, and then another one is for clicking the date selection. Total two XPath you have to take it. Okay, so we have lot of input forms available. So simple form demo, checkbox demos also available. So this is a practice site, so you can write our scripts in your local IDE. So here we have to choose all the checkbox, right? We have to select this checkbox. Then we have to capture the value. So this checkbox is selected or not. Same thing I told, right? You have to use the get text method. Here also we have to select the check call option. Same thing. So only thing you have to find the correct XPath. If you are finding some other XPath, so it will throw some exception. So you are not finding the correct XPath like that. Okay, so this is the checkbox related example. So table also there. So we have a lot of table pagination. Yeah, you can find this XPath and you can automate it through your local. So everything is working fine or not. Same things. Data search also it will be available. Yesterday we saw, right? We can set some value, so it will show the values here. You can compare the values in the system.out.println. You can put some if condition and you can automate this website. And same thing, we have some lot of progress bar available. Suppose if you are clicking the start download, so it is showing the downloading some files. So we have to automate this button also. You have to find the correct XPath, then you have to put some thread.sleep. So you have to wait for the 100% complete. You have to calculate. So when it is, so you have to find the text. So once it is completed, then you have to click the close button. So you have to find the XPath for complete, and then you have to find the XPath for close. Then you can close this button. Yeah. So lot of alert box is available, pop-up box is available. Multiple window option is available. So data list. So your lot of option will be available. So for this one, I already written some scripts. I will tell you what I have done. So we have to create the Chrome driver object. We have to set the system.set property. Then we have to go with the particular page. Then we have to put some thread.sleep. Then we have to find the date picker. So what I have done, I have find the correct date picker object. So we are go with @id. This is @id. So it is going to the another div class. Inside the div, it is an input. So you have to you have to find the correct XPath. So suppose if you are putting this ID means, so it will not work. So we have to correct the find XPath, and then we have to use the click object. Okay. Then it will select the date option. Okay. So this is for date, and then I have written the same thing for download progress bar. So I already told, right, we can compare the text, get text, and we can print the download text. So if it is completed, we can say, right, okay, the progress bar is working correctly. So otherwise we can say, so the progress bar is not working. So like that, you can practice yourself. So bootstrap alert messages, same thing. And then, so we have a lot of the list box check and everything. So you have to go to the particular page. Same thing. You have to collect the XPath. Suppose the XPath will not work means, so you have to go with the CSS selector. So here we are going with CSS selector. Okay, this is the CSS tags. So in this case, the XPath is not working. So I am going to CSS selector instead of XPath. Okay. So same way I have written for all the. So you can go through that particular site and you can write the scripts and for automating that application. Yeah, that's it from my side. Yeah. So if you have any doubts, you can ask now. Yeah. In the test ng or in the Selenium scripts. If you have any doubts, you can ask. For setting up the Selenium, so you have to install JDK and then you have to install some jars. And for testng also, you have to install them. You have to download the jars and you have to import it in your project. That's it. And for the annotations at before test, at test, and last one is after test. That's all. So it will generate the report. Yeah, if you have any doubts, you can ask. Yeah. Yeah, I will send you the sample site. You can practicing it in your local, and then you will know. Yeah. Hi, ma'am. Yeah, that's it from my side.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much. So I think no questions from the participant side.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for sharing your Selenium experience with us. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, all of you.
Next session we can start at 11:45. So we can break for 10 minutes. We can again join at 11:45. Thank you, everyone.